Hey guys, welcome to our Thursday training. My name is Tony Ruiz. We do this every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for joining us. If you could go ahead and make sure to mute yourself unless you're talking, that'd be greatly appreciated. But we have a special guest that's going to talk about eXp Explained, going to talk about the model. And then the second half of this, we're going to open it up for any Q&A. So if whether you're an eXp agent and want to up your game with attraction, ask the GOAT that's about to talk about it, all right, and what he would do, ask his advice. Or if you're a special guest, feel free to go, hey, can you talk a little bit more about what you mentioned there, and ask any questions. Try to poke holes in it. I guarantee you can't. So let's get started, Mr. Pat Hayes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tony. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us here. Let me go ahead and share my screen really quick. I'll do a mic check. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
Sound great.
Awesome. Okay, good deal. Well, let's go ahead and get started here real quick. Let me share this here real quick. And let me move this out of the way here. You guys can see my screen okay?
Yep.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, let me get this into a slideshow there. All right, guys. Well, welcome to introduction to eXp Realty. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of introduce myself real quick. Pat Hayes from San Antonio, Texas. Been selling real estate for going on 10 years now. Started my career at a small boutique independent brokerage firm, where my first year I sold about $3.2 million in production. Really found my passion selling real estate, and so I wanted to really leverage myself and grow. And so the next year I created the Pat Hayes Group, hired 2 buyers agents. We did about $12.5 million in production that second year there in San Antonio. And I ended up getting a life-changing phone call. I know those are big words, life-changing. I ended up getting a life-changing phone call December of 2015, coming off a very end of my second year. But my good friend and my mentor, Scott Lewis, wanting me to have an open mind to take a look at a new business model that was disrupting the real estate industry and also changing the way that agents were being compensated. And I had never heard of eXp at the time, and I wanted to know my competition coming into my market there in San Antonio. So I took the meeting and met Scott Lewis, met Gene Frederick, and also met Rob Flick, where I heard their stories. I saw this presentation, and I was absolutely blown away with what they showed me. And so I'm going to show you that today. But fast forward, I joined eXp in December of 2015. And since we're able to show it and share it and grow with like-minded individuals like yourself watching this, I've been able to personally sponsor 65 agents to the organization that has grown into over 5,200 agents, spanning 49 states, 5 Canadian provinces, in 16 countries. That's right. Huge, huge, huge team. And guys, we're just getting started, guys. This is just the beginning, and we are having a lot of fun. So what are we going to cover today? And I'm going to go pretty quick. Normally this takes about 45, 50 minutes. I'm going to kind of get through this in about 30 minutes, and then we're going to open it up for some Q&A and some testimonials, all that good stuff. So we're going to cover who we are, our eXp solutions, our business model, and if you are interested, how to actually join eXp Realty. So who we are, how we made it here today. Well, this is our fearless leader, Glenn Sanford. And he's got an amazing background, but it all started back in the early 90s, whenever he was learning how to generate buyer and seller leads online, which that was actually unheard of back in the day. He worked for that great company called AOL, and he had a friend come to him and say, hey, Glenn, you're so savvy of generating online buyer leads. Why don't you get your real estate license and start real estate, start your career in real estate and start growing a team? And so he did, and within his 4th year using the Keller Williams model, him and his team were actually closing over $60 million a year in production with offices all across the country. Well, what happened? Back in 2008, 2009, the market shifted, and the market pretty much took a tank. And in 2009, actually during that time, whenever the market was not doing so well, that's whenever actually Glenn Sanford founded the first cloud-based agent-owned brokerage firm called eXp Realty. So let's get into that. So here's a little timeline of events right here.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
We only see the first slide right now. So you're moving through slides and it's not moving. So just want to give you a heads up. I just see an introduction to eXp Realty.
Let's see here. Well, that's not good here. See, what about if I do it like this?
Boom, that's Pat Hayes, yeah. Now
Yeah,
move
okay.
move
Let's
a
see.
slide.
Well, let's see. That's weird. So whenever, can you see that?
Yeah, yeah. Now it's changing slides as you click on them. Yep.
Okay, well, that's weird. It won't let me go full screen.
Huh.
Okay, well, I guess we won't go full screen then. But as long as you can see it, that's good. So here's a little timeline of events. So again, back in 2009, that's whenever we were founded. eXp Realty was founded. And then I had the pleasure of actually joining eXp 2015, whenever there was less than 1,000 agents. I'm actually agent 806. That's also whenever the Icon Agent Program was launched, and I'll talk about that here in just a little bit. And then, of course, going through the years here, and we're just blown up, just extremely growing. We've got some big team leaders joining us. We've got big brokers joining us. We've got brand new agents joining us as well too, just because of our business model here. And so this is a hard number to actually keep up with. We're growing at about 1,000 agents every single week now, and we're almost at 90,000 agents. So just look, whenever I joined eXp in 2015, we had less than 1,000 agents, and then now 7 years later, we have close to 90,000 agents, and now doing business in over 23 different countries and growing. So you can see our international footprint right there. And so a lot of fun right there, growing. And actually, if you know agents in these different countries, you're actually able to attract other agents in those different countries to grow eXp Realty. So Glassdoor, again, best places to work for 2022. We got recognized there as well. And then also we have some preferred partners. And again, we've got some mortgage services. We got title and escrow partners. We've got virtual tool partners. We've got signage partners, home warranty partners as well too, to help us grow eXp. So our solutions here, right? So we've got tools for every single agent right here. And a lot of agents ask, well, Pat, if I do end up joining eXp, what are you going to offer me? How can you help me grow my business? Well, what first starts off with, I want to help you sell more real estate, right? And I'll get into that here in just a little bit though. But what agents want, especially brand new agents, is they want training, right? They don't want to be left alone on an island. And it all starts actually in our eXp world, right? So we're a virtual technology, right? So we're avatars in our eXp world, no brick and mortar. And so we actually have real-time support. This is where we've got over 500 full-time staff members in our eXp world. We have specialized departments. We have large team meetings every single week. I'm in Texas. We have a Texas team meeting. And then also the training, the daily training. We have anywhere up to 80 hours of free live real estate training every single week for our agents, right? Team collaboration. We have a lot of fun there in our eXp world, right? Also, our eXp Enterprise. This is actually built for the eXp agents by eXp. And so this is kind of the backbone to our company. So this is where the agents are able to view all of their details, right? Their commissions, their caps, how many transactions they've done, what transactions they've done, all of their equity awards, which I'll get into here a little bit, the stock, and then also your revenue share organization as well too, for attracting agents and building your revenue share group, right? Also, we have Workplace by Facebook, right? We've all heard of Facebook. This is a great way for eXp Corporate to share and communicate and collaborate to all of the 90,000 plus agents at eXp, right? And so, this is where we have groups. You can actually go in there and join every single group. You can go in there and create different groups that is not created there. And also, this is where we have a lot of our trainings every single week. Which is actually being recorded as well too. So, say you've got your weekly team meeting there in your state and you miss it because you've got a listing presentation that you've got to go on. Obviously, listing presentations trumps any training. Well, you get to go back and actually watch the recorded training there, so you actually don't miss it. CRM and lead generation, right? We're in the business of generating leads, right? If we don't have any leads, we're out of business. And so eXp actually gives us an amazing platform system called KV Core, which is a massive, massive platform for generating leads, right? Buyer and seller leads, exclusive leads for you. Outside of eXp, this would cost you anywhere from about $1,000 setup fee, anywhere from about $700 to $800 a month. And we give this to you included in your monthly fee of $85, right? And so we teach you how to generate leads through landing pages, posting to Craigslist, squeeze pages, right? And so these are all exclusive leads for you. And we have agents joining eXp just because of the lead generation software system, which is truly amazing. Marketing and branding, and of course, a lot of the agents say, well, if I do join eXp, where can I get my business cards? Where can I get my signage, my brochures, right? And so we have, listing presentations, buyer presentations, door hangers, whatever you can think of there in our marketing department there. And last week alone, we had close to 6,000 downloads just last week alone from the eXp agents using our marketing and branding department. Also, we've got healthcare. Right? A lot of agents don't have healthcare because we are what? Self-employed. We're 1099 employees. We're not W-2 employees, right? And so eXp partnered up, exclusive relationship with Clearwater Benefits to actually offer all of our agents who want to take advantage of it, healthcare for them, for their families, and for their loved ones, right? So truly, truly amazing. You talk to a lot of realtors out there. They're not covered. They don't have health insurance, which is very scary. And so we actually offer affordable health care. And we've got a lot of agents with some great testimonials of switching over to Clearwater, saving a lot of money per month on their benefits, and then also getting better benefits on top of that as well too. So Clearwater, absolutely amazing healthcare company. All right, let's go into our business model, right? And so we have a very, very unique business model. And again, we don't offer a lot of the brick and mortar offices, which, that's kind of the old franchise model, which is absolutely dying, kind of turning upside down. And so, what are we doing? We're disrupting the real estate industry. And so you can see these companies on the right here, Netflix, Amazon. Well, they disrupted their industry, right? Netflix put out Blockbuster. Amazon put out kind of the retail Circuit Cities and Best Buys, right? Well, that's what eXp is doing in the traditional real estate brokerage space with our business model, right? And we're one brokerage, we're not a franchise, right? Again, say it again, we're one brokerage firm, not a franchise. On the far left side here, typical franchise, very costly to buy a franchise, locally confined for agent attraction, inconsistent growth incentives, limited technology and support. And on the right side, eXp offers a cloud campus environment, which I just showed you, the live training, up to 80 hours of free weekly online training for free to all of our agents, real-time support. The agents want the support. They don't want to be left alone on an island. Over 500 full-time staff members and growing on our team. International collaboration. And then again, my favorite parts here, the powerful equity opportunities with the revenue share and also with the stock, which I'm going to get into here in just a second. But let's talk about the fees, right? A lot of the agents want to know about the fees. And again, we have no desk fees, no royalty fees or franchise fees. And again, yes, I'm going to say that again, no desk fees, royalty fees, or franchise fees, which is huge. A lot of those franchises out there, very, very, very expensive. A lot of fees taken off the top before you even get your commission, because what? They've got to pay all the way up, right? They've got to pay the broker. They've got to pay the franchise owner. They got to pay the franchisee. Right? And so a lot of money goes up. We help you keep more money in your pocket, right? So what are we? We're an 80-20 split, $16,000 cap. And again, that's for everybody. I don't care if you're a $100 million producer, if you're a $25 million producer, if you're a team leader, if you're a broker that brings over 100 agents, or if you're a brand new agent just starting out, everybody gets the exact same compensation package, which is an 80-20 split, $16,000 cap. Then you go to 100%. For the remainder of your anniversary year. What's your anniversary year? Well, I joined in December of 2015. So my fiscal year starts January 1st and ends at the end of the year, December 31st. All right, standard costs. We have a one-time startup fee of $149, and that goes away. After that, just $85 a month to be a part of eXp. We have a $25 broker review, which in Texas, I always like to say I want to stay out of Trek jail. And so I don't want Trek, knocking on my door because I did something wrong in the contract. And so I'll gladly pay a $25 broker review fee to have our broker take a look at our contract to make sure everything's compliant. We are a publicly traded company, so we definitely want to stay compliant. And again, that's on every single deal. And then $40 risk management fee, which caps at $500 for the year, which is also known as E&O insurance there. So again, 80-20 split, $16,000 cap, one-time setup fee of $149, $85 a month thereafter. And then whenever you do a transaction, $25 a month or $25 broker review fee, and then a $40 risk management fee, which caps at $500. So those are the fees right there. So now let's go into some of my favorite things, which is the revenue share and also the equity opportunities, the stock. We are a publicly traded company. Our ticker symbol is on NASDAQ, EXPI. And I always like to share a little story real quick. Whenever I joined eXp, we were a small little company back then. Now everybody knows this, but whenever I joined eXp, we were a little penny stock trading at 62 cents. That's right, 62 cents a share. And since then, I've been able to see it grow, and it's been fun watching our stock grow. We've got uplisted in NASDAQ, and then I've also seen it go as high as $175 per share. That's right, guys, $175 a share. Then it's split, and then it's going back down. I get it. Whatever goes up can go down. Whatever goes down can go up. And I think we're trading at about, let's see, I think about maybe $13, $14, maybe $15 a share, maybe $16 a share or so right now. But the company actually gives it to us, right? They help us create wealth by doing what we're already doing. And so what does that mean? So we have our sustainable equity plan. Earn shares of stock on your first transaction, right? So whenever you come over to eXp and you do your first transaction, the company is going to reward you shares of stock, and you are now a shareholder of the company. Amazing, right? Next, earn shares of stock whenever you fully cap, right? What does that mean? Whenever you do your 80-20 split and you pay in your $16,000 cap and you cap for that year, well, you know what? You've done about $2.66 million in production, right? You made about $80,000 in commissions, and the company is going to reward you for not only capping, but they're going to give you shares of stock for capping. Earn shares of stock when an agent you sponsor closes their first transaction, which I'll get into the revenue share in just a little bit though. But for helping grow the company that we're all shareholders of, the company is going to reward us shares of stock for helping us grow. Back whenever I first joined eXp in December of 2015, for every single agent that we brought on board, we got 1,000 shares of stock for every single agent that we brought on board, right? For helping us grow, right? So that's the we got incentivized for helping grow the company, which is absolutely amazing. So that's the sustainable equity plan. Next, our Icon Agent Award. And I hit on that just a little bit ago. Back in 2015, that's whenever they launched it. What does that mean? So for agents that are doing a lot of production, right? Agents that are doing 30, 40, 50, 100 plus transactions per year in their fiscal year, they're making a lot of money. For agents that are doing that, they can actually get an Icon Agent Award. And what does that mean? So you do your $16,000 cap, 80-20 split, $16,000 to the company for that year. And then you do another 20 transactions on top of that. You can actually get interviewed. And I was actually on the Icon Agent Vetting Committee my first 3 years. And it's fun to interview these icons that are doing a lot of production. And they actually tell you how to do it. And there's secrets about it because we're one company. We're not competitors. And so if you become an Icon agent, you actually get your full $16,000 cap back in the form of company stock. Huge, right? Building wealth for doing what you're already doing, selling real estate, right? Awesome. All right, next, agent equity program. I like to call this as a little 401k for agents, right? Since we're self-employed, we don't have 401ks, we're self-employed. So this is like a little 401k for the realtors, right? And so you don't have to do this, but you can enroll and you can take 5% of your commissions every single transaction that you close and buy the stock at a 10% discount. And again, let me say that again. You don't have to do this. You can do it every single transaction. You can do one transaction a month. You can turn it on and off, whatever you want to do, but you can actually pay in 5% every transaction and get a 10% discount. Absolutely amazing, right? So truly building wealth. So those are the equity opportunities. Go check us out. We are on NASDAQ. EXPI is our ticker symbol. And I love watching that stock grow. All right, next, this is kind of my I call it pillars. This is the fourth pillar. And full disclaimer, some of these numbers are large. I know what the revenue share is very, very lucrative, very attractive. Glenn Sanford built something just unbelievable for these agents who wants to help us grow, right? And so let me get into this here in just a second. All right, so the single agent revenue share, right? And I've got my man Alan Grulich here on the call. And so I personally sponsored Alan, right? And so for me showing the model and taking the time to show Alan the model, the company is going to reward me for helping Alan grow his business, right? And so what does that mean? So I personally sponsored Alan to the organization. So he's going to fall on my tier 1. Well, he's going to cap because he's a capper. So for me introducing Alan to the company and him selling real estate here underneath the eXp model, for every single transaction that he does up until he caps, the company is going to pay me back 3.5% of the gross commission. Alan doesn't pay me. He pays in his 20% for his split. The company is going to give me 3.5% of the gross commission up to $2,800 every single year, right? Super cool. Here's a little example. So let's say you recruited John Smith. John closes a home with a sales price of $300,000. John's commission is $9,000. The next month, you will automatically get a direct deposit into your bank account for up to $315. You keep getting paid on all of his deals until he caps. The next year, the money rolls in all over again, right? So not bad, right? $315. What is that? Maybe a car payment, maybe a nice steak dinner with your significant other, maybe some marketing money, whatever it is, right? But that's just you introduce one agent to the company and they sold one house at $300,000. The next month, you're going to get $315 of revenue share, right? Not bad, but it gets better. So Alan says, well, Pat, golly, well, I want to do what you're doing. Absolutely. We have something called cascading revenue share paid 7 tiers down, right? And so Alan says, well, hey, can you help me do this? Absolutely. Glenn Sanford built a beautiful business model saying if you help your agents on your tier 1 be successful and help them attract agents, which are going to fall in my tier 2, then I'm going to get paid more for helping my agents, right? So it's an incentive to help out your agents, right? So you're going to get paid up to $3,200 for every single agent that falls on your tier 2 that caps, right? They don't have to cap for you to get any revenue share, right? They can do, again, 1 transaction, 2 transactions, whatever it is for them, but up to $3,200 per capping agent on your tier 1, right? So how to unlock the cascading revenue shares, right? And I know we've got a lot of numbers here, but on the far left side, we're paid off of tiers. And I always kind of use Keller Williams as an example. And Gary Keller built a phenomenal organization over there, which is paid off of profit sharing if you help grow and attract agents to the Keller Williams model, paid 7 levels deep. Well, Glenn Sanford said, we don't have a lot of the brick and mortar. I want to pay something off the top, which is revenue share, again, 7 levels deep. I'd rather get paid off the top all day long than off the bottom, right? So again, here are the numbers in the middle. Per capping agent, this is what the company is going to pay out per capping agent. And then again, personal qualifying agents needed to unlock those different levels. So for example, you've got to have 40 agents. You got to personally sponsor 40 agents on your tier 1 that are actively selling real estate to actually qualify and unlock all of your different tiers there, right? All right, well, here's a little example here. And I always like to tell the agents, listen, hey, you don't have to attract agents. You can go out there and sell real estate, right? But the more real estate you sell, the more agents that you're going to be, obviously doing deals with, and the agent on the other side of the transaction, you probably build a great relationship with them because you do the deal where it takes, 30, 45, 60 days, sometimes 90 days. I've done a deal with a Remax agent that took, almost 180 days. We built a great relationship together. And now that agent is over here at eXp because I built such a great relationship with that agent, and we got the deal to the closing table and got it done. Got a little squirrely on us, but we got it done, right? And so I tell the agents, hey, listen, right? If I can help you build something that pays you an extra $94,000 a year of passive income, would you be willing to put in some extra phone calls, some extra text messages, some extra conversations to those agents that that are licensed, that are not with the eXp, agents that you're doing deals with after you close a transaction, and invite them to a presentation like this to see the model, or agents that you're friends with on social media, right? And they say, well, absolutely, $94,000 a year on top of my commissions, absolutely, I would love to. Well, I tell them, hey, listen, you know what? Say we had a 5-year goal and we failed, and we only attracted 1 agent per year to eXp, that capped. So we're going to have 5 sets, a 5-year goal. So we're going to attract 1 agent a year for 5 years. So we're going to have 5 agents in our first tier. They're going to cap. We're going to help them, show them how to sell more real estate. So that's $14,000 a year, right? The 5 times $2,800. Well, we're going to help those 5 go do the exact same thing, right? And so for us helping them do that, Glenn Sanford's going to pay us more, up to $3,200 for helping those 5 agents on tier 1 go get their 5, right? So 25 times the 32, that's the 80,000. Add that up, 80,000 plus the 14,000, $94,000 annually in passive income from the revenue share with just 30 agents who cap. Not bad, right? So check this out, residual income. I didn't know how powerful this opportunity was until I sat down with Glenn Sanford, Rob Flick, and Gene Frederick and Scott Lewis and Jason Gessing, and took a look at this model. And I said, well, you know, geez, I'm already kind of doing this over here at my boutique brokerage firm. I'm helping them grow their brand, and I'm only getting Starbucks gift cards. You know, what if I did the exact same thing over here and get paid revenue share? How big is this? You know, what is this, you know, passive income really like? What is this mailbox money really like? You know, $94,000 a year. What is that really like? If I build this up, what is it like having? They said, well, Pat, you know what? If you create something to build something that gives you $94,000 a year in annual residual income, that's like having an asset, an apartment complex, for example, that you paid for cash that's worth $1.566 million, that cash flows you $94,000 a year. And I was like, wow, that's a pretty good example right there. You know, I definitely love you know, investing. I love working with investors myself. I'm an investor myself as well too. And I was just thinking like, wow, an apartment complex free and clear that you were able to pay for cash, $1.566 million, that cash flows you $94,000 a year. Wow, that's huge. You know, I was like, geez, you know, that's going to take a long time to save up $1.566 million. Well, ask yourself this question. If I stay with my current real estate broker, how long will it take me at my current pace to save $1.566 million? Even if you could save after taxes and normal living expenses, $94,000 per year, it would still take you 17 years. I would rather go talk to 30 agents in 5 years or less and go build the exact same thing that gives you the exact same cash flow, residual income, mailbox money, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely amazing, right? Glenn Sanford has changed the game. Glenn Sanford has changed agents' lives. He's changed my life, forever changed my life, changed my family, you know, has changed my business. And now I'm able to reciprocate that and share the model and help change other agents' lives as well. All right, guys, we're almost done. So let's wrap it up here. In 2004, Mark Zuckerberg invited 5 people to his Harvard dorm room to discuss a business opportunity, which we all know of Facebook. Only 2 showed up and they got in. Deskin Moskovich is now worth $12.7 billion. That's right, with a B. Eduardo Severin is now worth $9.6 billion with a B. What a lesson for those other 3 and all of us. Nothing is more expensive than a closed mind. And the reason why I say that and end it with that is I talk to a lot of agents all the time, a lot of agents. And they always say, Pat, I'm happy where I'm at. I love my broker. Well, hey guys, I can make you be happier and bring your broker with you over to eXp and help them change their life. Guys, that's right, it's happening. Don't be afraid to share this if you guys are watching this. Don't be afraid to share this with your broker, your team leader. Trust me, I've had a ton of successful testimonials where somehow an agent found out about eXp, loved what they saw, they were afraid to make the move on their own. And so I said, hey, share it with your broker, share it with your team leader, and why don't you all come, right? Why don't you all come? And they said, we can do that. Absolutely, you can, right? That's the beautiful thing about our business model. Everybody's coming, they just don't know it yet, right? So share it, right? Share it with your team leader, share it with your broker, share it with your family, share it with your spouse, whatever it is, right? All right, guys, we're almost done. Joining eXp. Step number 1, fill out your online application. And again, this is 100%, no one's gonna know, confidentiality. And then number 2, step 2, sign your independent contractors agreement. Step number 3, transfer your license whatever state you're in, and then you actually can become a part of the eXp family, become a shareholder, start having fun, start building wealth, start creating some passive income, and sell more real estate, right? That's our whole thing, is we want not only to do with the passive income, to build the passive income, to build the wealth, but guys, we want to help you grow your business. We want to help you sell more real estate, right? That's the name of the game, right? We're a brokerage firm first, right? We're a massive real estate brokerage firm first. We want to help you and show you how to sell more real estate, because once you sell more real estate, the rest will come, right? You'll be able to acquire stock several different ways, right? By capping and becoming an icon agent, right? You'll be able to now share the model with successful agents, because now you're more successful, and they're going to want to see how you're able to grow your real estate business, and then you're going to be able to sponsor them and start creating that passive income, right? So it all starts with selling more real estate. So guys, that is the presentation right there. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and again, get back with the person who invited you, and they can definitely answer your questions right there. But guys, we're just having fun, and I'm having fun. I've been able to build a team of over 5,200 agents. And it's growing at about almost 200 agents now every single month, and we're just getting started. We're just having fun. So thanks so much. That is it, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
No, Pat, that was perfect. Great timing, right on the dot. And
Yep.
so no, that was, to the point. So I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah,
Some people got off, but thank you for sticking around. What I would like to do, I think, is, I don't know, Crystal Gomez or Enos, are y'all eXp agents, or have y'all been invited by eXp agent?
I'm an eXp agent. This is Inez. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Already an eXp agent. Yes.
Okay. And Crystal? She might not be able to talk.
Oh,
you're on mute, Crystal.
I think you're still on mute.
I said, hey, yes, sorry, I'm at a doctor's appointment. But yes, I'm a brand new eXp agent, and I'm so excited to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
Cool.
Yes. Thanks for joining me.
I know I'm getting into the agent attraction a little bit more aggressively now. So I kind of wanted to open this up. I know Val's into it. Alan's obviously way into it. And Ashley wants to continue to grow. Miranda, and then Dan is my brother, who will eventually get his license and, jump on eXp as well. My question, and then anybody have any question about attraction, feel free to ask, but I'll start it off. What I've been doing over the past month is visiting open houses and just meeting agents. And of course, most open houses are hosted by newer agents, younger agents. And it's been great. I've collected probably 8 to 10 new contacts that are now on my list. I invite them to all of the trainings, including this one. Invite them to the happy hour, all that stuff. But there's definitely about half of them, if not more, that are like, oh God, you're going to come after me now. So how do I break down that barrier of going, they're so scared of me talking to them? I'm like, I just want to hang out with you. I just want to give you value.
No, hey, and I'll take that as well too, because I see this happen all the time, and I totally agree. I don't want them to freeze up or anything like that. Oh my God, you're going to recruit me because you're with eXp. No. Hey, I'm here to help you. I want to help you grow your business, right? I want to help you sell more real estate. I want to show you how to do a better open house. I want to show you how to convert leads better. I want to show you kind of what we're doing, right? And so if you help them, right? If you help them, be that helper, and don't even talk about agent attraction. Don't even talk about recruiting or anything like that, right? Just be that leader, that you're ready to serve them and help them, and you care about them and you care about their business, and say, hey, listen, you know what? This is what I've done, or this is what some of the other agents have done in the first few years. What are some of your goals, right? Get to know them and build that relationship with them, and get to know some of their goals, and say, hey, you know what? Maybe if you didn't, meet your goals last year, maybe I can help you this year. Just be that kind of that coach and that mentor for them. So then they kind of let their guard down a little bit. And then if they ask you about eXp, sure, it's game on, wide open. But don't even talk about eXp, and just, yes, you can say, hey, you know what? eXp's helped me grow my business because hey, they give me training, they give me, lead generation software system, they give me, kind of the access to, all these amazing coaches and everything. It's great and everything, but, hey, I want to help you grow your business, and just really pour into them, just care about them and love on them, because then they're gonna, like I said, their guard's gonna come down a little bit, and they're gonna be more open to talking about real estate, open to, eventually maybe talking about EXP. And then of course, whenever they're open and ready, show them the model and say, hey, listen, this is the reason why I joined EXP, because of this opportunity. Here's the model, poke holes in it. Let me know what you think. And then, let's get a game plan together. That's kind of what I do. And I just kind of have fun with it too, and just let them know, man, I'm having so much fun, with my business over at EXP. We have so much fun. We do happy hours, we do, collaborations, we do masterminds. We're one big happy family, right? And I guarantee you, at their other brokerage firm, they're not one big happy family, right? They're all competitors. They're not doing happy hours. They're not doing masterminds. And so if you invite them to some of the masterminds, like I said, and that's why I do mine on every single Friday, it's open for everybody, and it's open for all of their agents as well too, that they're trying to, talk and help them grow as well too. And so if you help them and invite them and show them and care about them, that you really do care about helping them grow their business, then I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to eventually joining you with EXP.
Yeah, cool. No, I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm pretty much right in line with that. There's one that was just like immediately, I was just like, I just invited you to a coffee, and collaborate. And she was like, I'm not interested. I'm good with where I'm at. I'm like, we're not even talking about EXP. We're just hanging out.
Yeah. I know.
But cool. Anybody else? I don't want to just steal all the time and talk my head off. I could. Alan, you have any questions, or you got it all figured out?
Hey, no, I definitely don't have it all figured out, but Pat, I think there's some newer agents on here that, this is, in some ways, it's like the first time even seeing the model explained. Some agents come over, they don't even see the model explained. Things are changing so much. Like years ago, when I came over with Pat, it was like 2018. It was like we had to have, we called it an exposure, where they got to see the model, whether it was a video or a lunch or a training or something where, we showed it to them. Well, now we're seeing agents, Pat, they come over because we have such great influence. Everybody's selling real estate. We have great people like Tony and JJ and Mark, and they're attracted to those things. And so I just brought somebody through onboarding who's been here for 3 or 4 months, and they're not familiar with the model. So I think, Pat, if you want to talk about what's the basics, there's things that I would always talk about, Brent Gove's video, the growth chart. Sorry, what's it called? Growth chart? Wealth chart. Wealth chart. Those types of things. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And to kind of have all your tools for agent attraction whenever you're ready. I use the Brent Gove video, themodelexplained.com. So again, themodelexplained.com. That's Brent Gove doing his video. He's an amazing presenter. He explains the model pretty short, kind of like what I did, in pretty good detail. And then once they watch it and you get get some feedback, then maybe do a 3-way phone call, because remember, you're not the expert at answering all their questions. Somebody else is, right? Alan is, Tony is, Ashley is, somebody else is the expert. So say, hey, listen, I know that you just watched the video. You may have 1 or 2 questions. I'm not the expert. Let me get you on a 3-way phone call with Alan. Do you have a quick, 2 or 3 minutes or so? If they say yes, then, text Alan, hey, a quick 3-way phone call, just 2 minutes, boom. And then, he knows what it is. And then, connect everybody together and just make the introduction. And then let Alan, be that expert advisor for answering that agent's questions. And then they'll be like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Okay, I've got more support. Not just Pat, I've got Alan now as well too. And then Alan answers that agent's questions and makes them feel comfortable. And then boom, you end the phone call and just kind of talk about maybe next steps or whatnot. And then whenever they're ready, then I've got that onboarding team, Team Disruptor Onboarding Plus, that I send them through, so they get an amazing experience going through the full onboarding process. And then, whenever they get through the onboarding process, and then I kind of hold their hand depending on how experienced they are. If they're a big team leader, a big broker, then they're already really just kind of running on their own. But if they're a newer agent, then I talk to them about, hey, listen, okay, what market are you in? Okay, let's get you with a mentor in your area, and then hey, let's start maybe doing some open houses. Let's get your KV course set up, and let's start generating free exclusive buyer and seller leads for you. And then hey, come to the trainings, right? Everybody offers a lot of trainings. Get them plugged in to all the systems, and then just kind of check on them every now and then. And trust me, if you do all that, man, they'll be up and running in no time.
Love it. Good stuff. Val, you have any questions? Ashley, you got any questions?
I saw somebody with their hand raised. I'm not sure who that was. Was it Val? Did you have your hand raised?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm sorry, Mark Chambers just called me because he was calling me back. It was a whole thing. So, okay, so I have a list of people that are currently not in eXp that I want to bring over for RevShare. And I've been trying to put together something super short, concise, basic to grab their attention. And I just want your opinion on what the key points, and I really hope that you haven't already said this because I was on the phone with Mark for a second, but basically the wording is, if you could change nothing about your business except for giving up liability and being your own broker, would you look at a 10-minute presentation? That's like the first line. I'm still trying to develop that so that it's catchy and it's to the point. Do you have a comment about that?
Yeah, what I like to do is I like to, corporate sends out, all of those, emails with, new countries, we just joined this country, or our agent count just hit this, or whatever it is, a new growth leader just joined eXp. I save those to my phone, to my pictures, and then I'll send that out to my prospects on my list. Just like you, I've got I think I've got like 70 agents in my notes on my phone that I'm currently working right now, and they're all throughout the different process and whatnot. But I'll just drip on them and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Boom, take a look. Hey, we just hit 90,000 agents, or take a look. Someone just joined eXp, or look at this huge team that just joined eXp, or whatever, just something catchy. And then say, hey, listen, also, we're growing so fast. I would love, if they haven't seen the video yet, hey, would you mind taking a look at this video? If I sent you a video, would you watch it for me and give me your feedback, right? And I know, sometimes you got to send it 2 or 3 times and they're busy and all that stuff. But I always like to say, if I sent you a video, would you watch it for me and give me your feedback? And that's kind of what I do too. I just drip on them, and it takes a lot. You gotta keep that pipeline full of agents, right? It's just like buyers and sellers. If you want to work with if you want to take 5 listings every single month, then you probably got to go on 10 listing appointments, because you're probably not going to get every single one of them, right? I wish you could, and if you did, that's awesome. But it's a numbers game, right? And just like with buyers, if you want to work with 5 buyers, then you probably got to talk with 10 buyers as well too, because not every single buyer is going to be at the exact same place and ready to find a house tomorrow. Not every single one of them is going to be ready to go right now. A lot of them are going to be 30 days out, 60 days out, 90 days out, whatever it is. And so you've got to keep that pipeline full. And it's just like with agent attraction. You've got to be working with a good amount of agents, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, right? Those agents that only work with a few agents every single month, well, it's going to take a lot longer for those agents to build a revenue share organization, opposed to agents that are working with a few new agents every single day, right? Because they're going to be building that pipeline much quicker, and it's going to be much larger. And so just a numbers game. And so and again, you get creative, whatever your personality is. And I always like to tell agents, I don't really follow a simple script. I'm not a script person, because man, I get all off tangent, and I'm like, what did I just say? I don't even know, right? You could say a lot of stuff about eXp. I mean, you could throw up on them if you wanted to, but right? And so just get the point across, send a nice little photo, and hey, I was just thinking about you, just be nice, and hey, I know you're busy, or hey, how's the market in your area? Or hey, I think springtime is right around the corner, we're getting multiple offers again and multiple showings on some of my listings, how and kind of get some dialogue going, just be friendly with the agents and let them open up. Because if you just cold call them and cold attack them with, a text message, they're going to be kind of thrown off. And so, just build that rapport, build that relationship, and just kind of be friends with those agents.
Yeah. Well, the agents that I have on my top, like my very top list are people that I communicate with every day. They're friends, they're, whatever. They're people we have coffee. We never talk. Well, I don't ever initially talk about real estate. We're just like, let's get together, whatever. But a lot of those people on that top list own their own like boutique brokerages. And they've been doing it a lot longer than me. And so I feel like I'm to the point where I've had so many coffees, I've had so many conversations. It's been really positive that I want to say, listen, I know that you love where you are, but will you give me 10 minutes of your time and check this out and give me your feedback? And I just want to say it in the right way that it's so enticing that they can't say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, have those, okay, so your agents that you're working with very closely, have they seen the video yet? Have you sent them the video yet or anything? Or have you invited them to a presentation or anything like that?
I invite them to everything. I invite them to coffee, with productive agents. I invite them to this meeting. I invite them to anything that we do as a group.
Okay.
I have not sent them the video because
Yeah.
I feel like that
maybe try that next. Yeah, maybe try that next and just say, hey, I would really like your honest feedback. I respect you as an agent or a broker or as a team leader in our industry, in our community here. Let me know what you think. Poke holes in this and let me know what you think about our business model. I'd be curious to see what you think. And just send it to them, hey, they may not watch it, but just follow back up. That's all you got to do.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
You bet. Yeah. Good question,
Ashley.
Okay. How do you handle objections when people say, I know you're local, I know you're here, we've been friends, but I'm going to join Mike Sherrard because he's got the training. How do you handle objections for those that want to go with the big names, the sharks?
I know, man, it's tough. I lose agents, believe it or not, I lose agents to Mike Sherrard, to Jay Kinder, I do. I really do, and kind of what I say is it sucks whenever they say that because I'm like, oh crap, I've already lost him, I'm not gonna be able to get him back, whatever. But what I say is hey, listen, you know what, those are some great people. Mike Sherrard's awesome. He puts out a lot of great content. Jay Kinder's awesome. He puts out a lot of great content, but they're not in our local market. And I just try and really softly say, hey, listen, picking your sponsor at eXp will make or break you your success at eXp. Hey, I'm local here. We can do stuff together. We can do events together. We can do, happy hours together. I'm here to help you with your real estate business together. I'm locally here, and just say, hey, I've seen it happen where other agents pick those big sponsors that offer a lot of content and leads and all this stuff, but they don't get the support. And then they feel left alone. And then they come back to me as wanting help. And of course, I'll help you. But it's like, hey, I already told you, picking your sponsor will make or break you. And I've seen it happen so many times. You have no idea. I've seen it. I think Alan and I've had several situations where I said, hey, we're getting ready to lose this agent. This agent wants to go to another eXp agent because they offer free listing material or whatever it is, right? And then they come crying back to me, oh my God, you were right. I've got no support. I'm left alone on an island. Can I come back to you? I'm like, nope. You got to leave eXp for 6 months, and I know you don't want to do that. And so I just kind of delicately, kind of beat around the bush a little bit and just say, hey, listen, I understand those are some great agents and they put off a lot of content and all that good stuff. But sometimes I've heard that they don't really, support their agents. Picking a sponsor can make or break your success at eXp, because if you pick a bad sponsor, you've got to leave eXp for 6 months. And I don't know if you want to do that, but hey, I'm here locally, right? Well, I'm here to help you. And I just kind of leave it at that and just kind of see what they say.
Yeah, that's a great question and great feedback and answer. Yeah, I think we just try to make sure that it's like, I am going to personally be here with you.
Right.
I mean, like Pat, obviously he's helping me, but I'm like 4 or 5 levels down, which is awesome. That's who Pat is, but, and I heard Rich Tomasini talk about this, like his responsibility is to take care of his personals, and he's going to make sure that he's trying to take care of all of his personals and then train those personals to take care of their personals, etc.
Right. And then it flows on down. Exactly. Yep. Duplication. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, that's a great one. Whenever agents bring that up to me, I'm like, oh gosh, I hear it all the time. I do. Yeah, great
Cool.
questions.
Any other questions?
What else you guys got?
You know what? I'm going to pull up my list real quick. And because as soon as I see a name, I'll go, ooh, I have a question about that. That's why I always have to have my list in front of me. It's a good thing it's on Google Drive.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit? I'm sure you know more about this than I do for sure. Teams. So there was a team that was at Remax. It's a couple of these ladies that I met at a training. And they recently went to KW Heritage. I wasn't at a point where I was, in a decent enough relationship to talk to them about it, I felt. So, but I've been just kind of dripping on them, inviting them to happy hour, doing this. One of them responds pretty frequently. But can you talk to me about the structure of like why it's more attractive to a team to be here than a traditional team at KW?
Yeah, and of course, you can answer this question several different ways, and you can structure teams several different ways as well too.
Yeah.
But it's really, for one, it's, I guess, twofold. For one, it's the team leader, because the team leader can, obviously the team leader, all the production is underneath that team leader, and that team leader can be an icon agent and get their full cap back in the form of company stock and build wealth. And then second, it's for all of the teammates agents, because now they can get stock, they can start building some revenue share as well too. And then eventually, if they want to leave that team and go out on their own, then that agent can become a team leader now and become an icon agent and kind of start growing that, right? And so it's kind of like, if you work so hard training your agents as a team leader. I had this exact same thing happen at me at my boutique brokerage firm, where one of my first buyer's agents, I trained and I spent so much money going to all the designation classes to get all of our designations, and I paid for all of that. I trained this agent how to do open houses, trained this agent how to take listings, trained this agent how to convert buyer and seller leads, paid for all of this, right? And then after about 13, 14 months, that agent was like, hey, I'm ready to go out now and be my own team leader, right? Which is great, but at that business model, that wasn't such a great thing. Over at eXp, yes, hey, now that I'm in a training, now you go leave the team and go out on your own, and then go be that next team leader, because then that agent is still going to be in your revenue share group, and then that agent's going to go out there and build another team and keep on going, and then duplication all the way down, right? And so it's so much better to do that over here at eXp, because all of your hard work, if that agent leaves your team but still stays with eXp underneath your rev share organization, you're still going to benefit from the revenue share and all of that stuff, right? Opposed to if they're at Keller Williams or Century 21 or a boutique brokerage firm, if they leave your team, then all that hard work is kind of gone, right? You never really get compensated for all that hard work. And so it's all about all the everything that eXp offers, the stock and the revenue share, and access to the trainings, access to the lead gen systems, all of that stuff, because eXp is the only brokerage firm that offers all of that stuff. Being at eXp, teams come over here all the time for a number of reasons, and then they're able to you can build your team out in other markets, with one cap and an $8,000 buyer's agent on your team or whatnot. Over at Keller Williams, you'd have to join that brokerage, or you'd have to join that franchise and have all these different franchise fees. And so just not it doesn't make sense dollars wise to scale your team other than with the eXp model.
Cool, man. No, I appreciate that. This was awesome. I want to respect your time, so we'll go ahead and wrap up here. That was great. Hey, do you want to learn more about eXp Realty? You're one phone call or text message away. Hit me up and we'll talk about the amazing benefits that eXp Realty has given to all agents across the world.